Let me text. Good evening. Good evening. I know we are here on Brothers on the Block. This is a sports talk show given to you with perspective, a little faith, a little inspiration, given to you, presented by Victory Baptist Church, a church where you matter, located in Dallas, Texas, at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, located within the St. Philip's School and Community Center building. With me today, I got Jermaine Nation, brother from the Grove, came back home to the Cowboys just in time, left his hater hat, but is always available when he needs to have it. Got AJ Banks, Money Banks. Got him here, brother from the Grove too. Something about the Grove, I guess. Got the Grove. But diehard Cowboy fan. As you see, he had the whole room just surrounded in the colors of the Cowboys. We got brother Jay Nation from Detroit. He said he had to get he a little parched. He wanted to tell us a lot. He coming back. He had to get him some tea. So put that sweet tea together. But he's gonna be back in just a second. He just had to step out. There you go. He ready.
Got snaps and everything.
Don't tell me I can't feel. Don't tell me I can't feel. Don't tell me I can't feel. I got brother Jay, Maryland, all the way from the land of the Detroit Motor City. And I and Pastor Mark, we're going to hit you quick and fast today. So we've been talking about the NBA championship. Who going to win the NBA championship? Who going to do this and that? We have people saying, hey, it's going to be Portland. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. But lo and behold, LA, they came back and brought another championship to the land of La La Land, Hollywood, another championship. The Lakers are the NBA champions.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got anything to say?
I mean, it's a great day.
It's not a great day, but it is what it is.
I mean, it is what it is in the NBA world.
This is the last one.
That's 16 championships that this franchise has won. They're not the Yankees who dominate baseball, but they pretty much are the NBA kings. Am I right or no? Y'all ain't feeling that with the franchise, the legacy.
I mean, the franchises, the 17. Yeah, that's definitely something to recognize and celebrate. I'll save my thoughts on the series after everyone else speaks.
So now AJ is a Laker hater. So
I'm not
AJ,
a Laker. Wait. I'm not a Laker hater. I'm a LeBron hater. Yeah. Lakers ain't did nothing to me, man. Lakers ain't did nothing to me. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when it's LeBron, as y'all say. I mean, he ain't the greatest, but
my God, here we go.
Okay.
But I mean, he took a franchise that was in dire need of another championship, and he got him one. Him and AD, he didn't do it by himself, but
man,
I mean, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say, except like Trump, it is what it is.
I spent a good hour last night trying to identify all the bums that got rings last night.
Hey.
All the bums that got rings last night, man.
Wow.
I mean,
I would tell you, this wasn't, brother Jeremy, good to see you. This is my good brother right here, good brother. He all the way from East Texas. This is good brother. I would say, there's a lot of bones. If this wasn't
Jared Dudley.
If this wasn't a Christian, if this wasn't a Christian show, I'd be like,
Popping
JR,
bottles
take your
like he
shirt
plays the
off
whole
and all that good
series.
stuff.
Right.
So there's a lot of people, but that's just a lot about I think LeBron
Dwight
and AD.
Howard.
That's just a lot about LeBron and AD also. They can carry all them jokers and Rondo. Look, Rondo won him a championship. Some people saying, does that make Rondo a Hall of Famer? I don't think so.
No.
And maybe I'm a little salty when he came to the Mavericks. He took Mark Cuban money.
Yeah,
he just took that man's money. And I'm like Rondo.
He wasn't focused. I mean, he was hardly focused.
So JP
here with LA.
Yeah.
So in the crowd is asking, and this is something that LeBron said last night. All I want is respect.
I mean, at this point, you got to give it to him. I mean, he's gone to different teams, and he now has 4 rings. I mean, I think like before. I mean, I think even without this ring, I think that when you have the conversation about the greatest players of all time, he has to be brought into the conversation. I'm not saying he is the greatest of all time, but when you bring that conversation up, he has to be mentioned along with the greats.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to put him in there, but you can't leave out other players either.
Right.
Like KD,
Okay, look. Let me bring this back in. Yes. So the reason why LeBron gets a lot of flack at times for all the team hopping is because kind of being that journeyman, in this day and age is what players have had to do to continue to be a contender worthy. Back in the day, yeah, you had teams together for 5, 6, 7 years where they were only swapping out 2 or 3 players, but now we talking folks is jumping for the bag every offseason. Oh yeah, he signed a multi-year deal here, but he had that one clause that allowed him to back out, and he backed out and jumped over here because his homeboy was over there, etc. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that LeBron does get respect because of the manner that he's had to go about of getting these 4 rings and the teams that he's had behind him to win it. He definitely gets the respect, but it's a whole different. It's a different roadmap to the promised land here, supposed to what it used to be. So just the younger generation versus the old, I think that's where the clashing is at, because they look at the team hopping. He chasing it, which in a sense I feel like folks are chasing rings, but he also got to the big dance and got him a ring too. So I mean, I'm on the fence.
To me, you can't be the greatest if you just jumping team to team. And like I said, that's one of my main reasons with this guy. If things are not going well for him somewhere, he runs off instead of saying, "Hey, well, let's get some more guys in Cleveland and work with us in Cleveland. Or let's get some more guys in Miami and let's work in Miami." But nah, this guy wanted to.
AJ, your favorite player is only known for that.
But this is the difference. Ain't nobody just boasting up KD saying he this and that. We know what KD is. But the dude's still my favorite player. He a baller. I like him. That's my dude. Okay, but LeBron just sitting there. How long he gonna be in Los Angeles? He said he got 20 more years left. I bet he don't retire in Los Angeles.
I think he retires as a Laker.
Yeah, I think so, because
he'll go back to Cleveland.
No, this is. I think the Lakers is different. There's 2 franchises who you say I am a Celtic for life. I'm a Laker for life. No one out there talking about I'm a Cavalier for life. No one, I mean, come on.
Okay, but I do know a player that said he was a Maverick for life.
Yes, Dirk.
I do know a player that said that he was a Chicago Bull for life until he retired and tried to go to Washington. But that wasn't to go get no ring. But that was not to get a ring, though. That's because, hey, I just want back in the game. I want to. The dude was the general manager of the team. He's like, I'm going to play. So, I mean, I don't know, man.
I think Michael Jordan was trying to win a ring with the Wizards.
With the Wizards?
He wasn't getting Jerry Stackhouse over there and Kwame Brown for nothing. I mean,
He was a GM. He was a GM, so of course he had to still pull. He had to still pull in people. We know he's been terrible.
And ever since Michael Jordan been a GM or owner, he's been terrible. And let's be honest with that. He's the worst owner. He's the worst GM. He was a great player under a great GM. And Michael Jordan has never seen that kind of success since then. Unless you're going to talk about his Nike commercials.
See, I like the second part of Ben's comment when he said Jordan built a dynasty, and LeBron could have. If LeBron is the GOAT, he could have did the same thing in Cleveland. He didn't have to run off.
I think Jerry Krause built a dynasty. Is that wrong? Is that wrong to say? I think he had a great GM. Mm-hmm. I think. Look, Jerry West built great teams. In this day and age, I don't think you got some. I think you was not talked about is the GMs are not that good. If I won't give it to anybody credit, it's gonna be Magic Johnson, right? But I wouldn't give Magic Johnson credit for this ring. But he did. He telegraphed he's gonna get AD, and he got LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, AD will jump ship before LeBron goes somewhere. And I'm not even lobbying for LeBron to be a Laker the rest of his career, but I believe AD will go somewhere before LeBron would.
If LeBron run him out, that's it.
AD looked happy last night. They look happy together.
LeBron go to general managers and tell general managers I don't want him no more. Get him out of here.
Hey, for a championship, I might fall. But this is what I also will say.
4 out of 8.
That's better than Dirk. That's better than KD.
See, Dirk stayed with his team even though they weren't building around him. To me, that's the GOAT.
And Mark,
that's a GOAT. No, they don't championships don't count to me when you talk about GOAT.
Mark Cuban messed that up. Mark Cuban blew up the team the next year. Shouldn't have done that. Should have kept the team together and rolled that out. He messed up because he was arrogant. He said, I can do it again. I got Dirk. He was arrogant.
But wait, if that was LeBron and the general manager did that, he'll be gone. Dirk said, I'm still gonna stay. And take pay cuts.
And Dirk is a long-suffering fella. Dirk will suffer. He didn't get his money. Mark Cuban really did Dirk wrong. Let's be real honest. He didn't give the man his money. He didn't give the man the players he's supposed to get. All that stuff. That's on Mark Cuban.
But he did not leave. That we got he didn't leave though.
Right. That's on Dirk.
That's a GOAT to me. That's a GOAT to me. When you can stay at that same team and put up the points. I mean, to me, that goes stats. I mean, you could say this person got a ring, but to me, you just can't. We can't measure GOAT statuses on rings no more.
But AJ, isn't it at the end of the day a job? Are you gonna stay at the same job even they mistreat you?
If I'm getting paid,
I know what you do it.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to get a good. I'm trying to get this picture to show up.
I know what Jason might go with it.
You know, I'm gonna just say I'm gonna put it in the chat.
In here, but all I'm saying,
because isn't the end game a ring? I mean, like we're not playing for participation trophies here. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, like you said, you know, Mark, it's a job. Like I mean, that's your job. And so the expectation is that, you know, I'm sure that, you know, all of the, you know, owners and GMs and coaches set forth expectations at the beginning of the season. Like that's the number one expectation is we're going to get a ring this year. You know, it's not we're going to come in third, fourth place. No, we want a ring. We playing for a ring. Plain and simple.
Okay. So rings match up to greatness or GOATs or whatever, the top players. Because if that's the case, you could go and say Danny Green won. He chased rings too. Dude got 3 rings too, so is he a GOAT? Nobody. Okay. So come on. So we can't talk about rings.
Nobody gonna say that about no Danny Green. Don't do that to Danny Green. And Danny Green could do too much this whole weekend. Don't do that.
I mean,
but he chased rings too. And if you want to say we measuring greatness by rings, then
but not just got rings, dominated the game too.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you are able to measure it. I'm just saying that that's the end game. Like, you know, at the end of the season, like they're like, okay, you know, let's get to the playoffs so we can get this championship, not let's get to the playoffs and lose in the first round. You know, so I'm not saying that you measure their stature by, you know, how many rings they have, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, is that not the goal to get a ring?
No, I mean that's the main goal, especially for a lot of those guys that have never been close to getting one.
Dudley. Howard.
I mean, one of the Morris brothers. I mean, I mean, like it's a long list of guys. I mean, heck, Jr. got a ring just for being a part of the bubble.
Right.
You know, so I mean, but this ain't the bash. You know what I'm saying? Them from their accomplishments and what they was able to get done. It's just, oh, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, so it's like, yeah, you know, I figure AJ would like this one. You know, he could talk about the rings LeBron got because they said the first one was the Cleveland one was because of Kyrie, he got it. The one that just happened is because of the bubble. You know, less competition. The other one was because it was strike season, kind of like the bubble season, a little bit. And then then Ray Allen made that shot.
Right. And if Danny Green hit the shot the other day, then Danny Green's the game 5. If he hit that shot, then that's his ring. So LeBron counting on too many people, man. I just can't with him, man. I'm sorry, I just can't with him.
Pass your camera off.
Do we lose the host?
I know.
No.
Petty
No,
boots.
I'm not petty boots of the night here. Just I saw it last night. And I'm like, you know what? That's interesting. It kind of make you think. I mean, I ain't posted nothing like that just because no need for me to jump out there with that when they trying to celebrate their accomplishments. Because the last thing I need is someone doing some stuff like that to me when I put up my accomplishments. Yeah, man. I saw you shot 300, man. But what about that 150 game last Tuesday? Hey, man, come on. We're trying to celebrate the, you know. So, I mean, yeah, they got it done. I mean, it's he has to be brought up in conversation with the greats. Is he the GOAT? In my eyes, he's not. But he is in the conversation of some of the greatest to do it. The stats don't, and the numbers don't lie. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to not talk about the man when you're talking about the stat sheet.
Right.
So,
well, and I think I like somebody put it. There's the GOAT. I'm gonna give Jordan his credit. Before Jordan, I'm gonna give Magic and Bird their credit. I want to say that's the foundation of the NBA today. Jordan, he's the GOAT. Kobe, he's the Mamba, and then you got the king of this generation. Because without a doubt, of this generation, he dominated. He may not always came up with the championship, but when you have a decade into the finals, that you know every final you're gonna see LeBron's face. Come on, you got all he says. I just want respect. That's all he said. He didn't say I want to be the GOAT, this and that. Y'all got to put respect on that man's name.
Yeah.
He lost that with me.
What that man did to AJ, I don't know what that means. We had a club together.
You just can't get rid. I don't like team hoppers. That's just me personally. That's just my personal thing. I don't like team hoppers.
So how do you?
But if you're gonna do that, then you lose that status in me.
But
so then KD can never be.
Kobe was really the last GOAT. The last GOAT that I've seen was Kobe.
So
I can't get that to LeBron.
So then KD would never be a GOAT in your eyes.
And I've said that before. KD won't, but that's just my favorite player. So of course I'm gonna boost my favorite player up, you know.
I feel you.
But LeBron did. I mean, it is what it is. He got his ring last night. They party hard. And all as he is winning it, he deserves it.
And I think he's gonna pray till his son come in the league.
That's only
a few years away.
He ain't getting no more rings though.
Okay.
Watch. Okay. He didn't play this season. You got to put an asterisk by this season, man. They had a long break.
Definitely next season, definitely next season, people are going to be gunning for them. So, I mean, you have Golden State that's going
to be back with a number 2 pick.
You have all these other teams that are just, that were great this season. But just
Nuggets,
didn't,
Mavericks,
do what they needed to do in the bubble. So, I mean, yeah, you definitely going to have, people gunning for the Lakers next season.
The Mavericks need to trade Porzingis.
Stay injured too much, yeah.
Right, Porzingis need to go because Luka can't carry that team by himself, or he's gonna be struggling. Need to trade Porzingis. Houston depends on what coach they get in there, and are they gonna keep them together?
I don't know about trading Porzingis. He was balling, man. Like
when
y'all
healthy.
ain't had that in a minute.
But when he healthy though, he can't stay healthy.
I mean,
Dude play what 4 games and then he out.
Was that his first season last year with y'all?
No, that was his second.
I feel like it was the first full season.
First full season because he stayed hurt and he was hurt last this past season. He got hurt too, so he really haven't had a whole full season.
But Luka needs help. That's no doubt. Luka needs help. I think the Clippers. I know everybody's saying the Lakers could do this again. If you give Jimmy Butler some help, I will look out for Miami. Nobody else in the East. I'm not scared of the Nets because that's not. They don't even respect their own coach already. That's a buddy. The Nets, and they have more pressure. To me, on the East side, the Nets will be balling out. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Yeah, no.
And I'm gonna be pulling for the Knicks. That's who I'm pulling for.
Man, look at my man getting some brownie points over there, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm pulling, and I'm pulling for the Knicks. And I don't like that Golden State gonna reload like that. That was nasty.
Do they really need to reload?
I'm just saying they got the number 2 pick.
Right.
LeBron Ball's son, that's probably the best ball son who's gonna be coming in.
He is.
I'm a little scared of Golden State because they're gonna come back with some nasty.
With a chip on their shoulder. Draymond, what would they finna come back mad?
But hey, it is what it is. So, like you said, it is what it is. LeBron with 4 rings. So
only one he deserved, but okay. Next segment.
Oh, man. What the hell we could book LeBron James? I want him to confront you. I want y'all to have it out.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
I want wherever little nice stuff y'all at.
So how you gonna do it? Walk off from him? You gonna grab his man purse and walk off?
Oh
man,
hey, just let me get my selfie first, bro. Let me get my selfie first.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Check this out. A homeboy put this up. I know it's cut off, but about a month ago, there were people on here posting the NBA championship would not be would be one of the most challenging of all times due to the conditions and the sacrifice the players had made, but apparently that only applied to Kawhi if Kawhi won it all. Now suddenly this is the softest, easiest, and weakest title any team has ever won. Make it make sense. What's your thoughts on
that? Come on, man. This was the hardest. You away from your family.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody has home court advantage.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that from him and say it was the weakest. I do feel like, when you're away from your family, away from your kids, the fans are not there. It's one of the hardest ones.
Nothing to feed off of. You got to ball. You got to ball. You got to play. I thought AD was, after that last game, I thought, he ain't going to come back. He came back, played very well. So I'm just saying, I think this was hard, and they did it, and you gotta come through.
Oh,
yeah, but good. I don't need that award. AJ can have it tonight.
But you know what? My quarterback down, so I'm petty tonight. I don't know. And can't nobody no respect tonight.
But as we talk about being petty, I told y'all I'm on these NFL coaches. The Atlanta coach is now gone. Okay, he's gone. I got my eyes set on Adam Gase with the Jets. That's my next one, and Patricia with Detroit. They got to go. But I would like to talk about what NFL coach need to go next.
Man, and it's a segment, boy.
The whole segment. And normally I slide them in. I say, it got to be a segment.
But
they need to go home.
I think both the Atlanta and Detroit coach have to go home.
Atlanta's gone. The Atlanta coach.
Yeah, that's right. He's gone. But definitely Detroit should be next because he's had time to do what he needed to do, and this have not done anything. So he needs to go.
That's he at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely he definitely should have been gone. I mean, most Detroiters still don't believe he should have came in the first place because they had a win. They had 2 winning seasons.
Right.
It may have been, I think one year was I think they went 8-8 or 8 no 10. It was 8 and something. 8 and something. It was like 500 for one season, and then they went like 10 and something, and then they fired my man. It's like, yeah, how y'all get rid of my man and we actually making progression? I mean, the defense was getting better. We had no run game still, but yes, please get him out of there. Get my man from the Jets out of there. Giants got to go.
Yeah, definitely Mike Nolan.
I think they set the tone. I think Atlanta set the tone this week with the firing of the coach with 0-4.
So I agree with Sister Erica on Mike Nolan does need to go. They need to bring Wade, Chris Richard back, but Mike Patricia said he had to fix a lot of stuff. That's why he's in what he's in. No, Mike Patricia's trash. Adam Gates tried to say the same thing. He tried to say something about we practice so well. I don't know why we struggle in the game. He needs to go. He needs to go. And then Mike Nolan. I don't know if it's the defense or is it Mike Nolan.
It's Mike Nolan.
But my question is this though: is it always like now all the coaches that we've talked about basically garbage? But I'm just saying, like, is it always the coach? Because my thing is this: is that you can have practice after practice. I can sit you down as a coach. We can watch film. We can say, okay, you need to look out for this. You need to look out for that. But ultimately, like the players have to play. So is it always the coach?
They have to play, but as a coach, if you see that a certain scheme that you run in, or this guy plays safety better than he play cornerback, or whatever the situation may be, you have to be able to make those adjustments. When you look at guys like Mike Nolan, even Jason Garrett in New York right now, they can't make adjustments. And you can have all the players, all this talent that you want, but if you can't make adjustments to see where, hey, this not working out for our guys, we gotta switch it up. You should be gone.
But and I agree with you because I look at Detroit. You can't keep having the leads and then you lose. Some tell me the talent is there. It's at the end of the game. There's some poor choices being made by the coaching staff. Now with the Jets, that could be different. But I feel like Le'Veon is talented. You're not using him well. You got a USC quarterback. He is talented. You got high draft picks. Either the GM is horrible or the coach is horrible or both.
Yeah, and it's the Jets. I think in a situation, I know you want Gates gone, but I think that's general manager because that team don't got a flick of talent. It's size Bell, and that's it. I don't know. And then my boy Denzel, but they won't even let him play much. So. That's the GM. I think they need a new GM.
Adam Gates has not coached nothing. He's only associated with paid man, and that's why he keep getting jobs. I'm just saying. He's
give them better players. At least in that situation, at least give them better players. Cause still got no talent over there. Come on, they ain't never had a quarterback. Geno Smith, and he was on the borderline.
I wouldn't call Geno Smith.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Geno up there. No. Yeah, man. Hey, look, that just had to be the guy you was playing with on Madden, man. Because Geno he wasn't that in real life.
No.
My bad, then. My bad. I thought
quarterback in real life.
I give brother some credit.
Geno don't want to go to the camps, and then he get knocked the mess out by one of the players. Then, I ain't got no respect for Geno.
If we talking about Geno, then we talking about Jamarcus Russell at the same time, man.
Right. And for
Jamarcus Russell was good, bro. He just had bad work ethic.
he was doing
okay.
I think he had bad work ethic.
He was on that Lil Wayne diet. Come on now.
Hey man, yeah, we about to hit the weight room. I'm about to hit Sizzler, man. Look, y'all, let me know how that goes.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
y'all at
bad.
the
That's
game.
bad work rate. I think if he would have been focused, cut down on a lot of stuff, I think he would have been all right.
But man,
Gino,
we got a 300-pound
Now
quarterback.
Gino,
look, Gino, and then Gino's the one that broke Eli Manning's streak of starting. Okay? Gino, no, I ain't got no love for Gino. Because Gino talk big, don't deliver. No way he got knocked the mess out.
okay.
He
Well,
a
I guess they
backup
ain't
on
never had a
somebody's team right
quarterback.
now. Well, what team? He on somebody's team right now. He a backup. He like third string.
Right?
Is it Seattle? Maybe.
I thought it was still the Giants.
Let me go
No,
look.
he ain't with the Giants. They knew how trash he was. I say that too, Gino. Now, did that dude that knocked him out? Gino,
Let me get Gino on the show then. Let you tell him that.
Yeah, he on the Seahawks.
Yeah, no, Gino, come on, man. I ain't like how he did that dude. Then he got the dude cut off the Jets. The dude said, Gino, you won't come to my camp? Gino says, yeah, I come to your camp. The dude doesn't show up. He didn't pay Gino to come down. Dude doesn't show up. The dude says to Gino, you ain't show up? Then Gino like, man, whatever. So dude said, oh, no. Gave him that right.
I know. Oh, yeah, he can't
Gave him that right. Broke that jaw. Of course, it's the starting quarterback at the time. So you get cut. They didn't know how trash Gino was. He's not a starting quarterback.
Yeah, they should have gave my man. They gave him the right cross and raise and made him team captain.
So I ain't
if you put it like that, so when was the last time they just had a quarterback that was actually out there slanging it? Vinny Testaverde?
That may be true. Hold on.
It may, but you hear that was a question. The Jets has been a long time. It's been a long time.
If that's the case, then it's the general manager then.
The last good quarterback they had was Fitzmagic.
Okay, and then Mark Sanchez wasn't bad under under Rex Ryan.
I wasn't a Sanchez
he wasn't
fan.
good either.
Yeah, Max Sanchez was good, bro.
They got to the AFC Championship.
Was it the defense or him?
It was a defense, but he wasn't. He was game. I'm not going to discredit Gopher.
Brett Favre in 08.
He didn't do nothing for us when he came down.
Brett Favre
in 08.
But
Brett Favre played for the Jets.
He did for a year, but he was better with Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What year?
08.
All I'm saying,
you
get rid of Adam Gates. I'm telling you,
Quincy Carter. Quincy Carter, that's my pick.
And we tweeted Carter. Look, we love Quincy Carter. We appreciate you, Quincy. You turn your life around. JC. We'll have to move to the next topic.
Jesus is always available.
Boomer. There we go. Boomer Esiason.
Every time we talk about another decade, though, it's been a long time.
It's going back. So yeah, that's general manager. That's the general manager because they had choices to pick some quarterbacks right now that's balling, and they just overlooked it.
The quarterback they have now not bad. Just messed up and did not pick. It did not pick Lamb. They could have picked Lamb. Lamb would have been good in New York. Lamb is showing out for Dallas, and they didn't make a good pick. Okay. If you take that down, I ain't got time for that.
Let me go find that Jerry picture. Hold on.
We go different ways. I'm trying to keep it all tight together today. Look, what I'm trying to say. No, I'm trying to say.
I ain't for no jokes on my Cowboy cake.
Right. It can go real bad.
We still emotional right now. We still grieving. I'm just pushing through to get through this show.
So if we're talking about the coach that didn't get fired, what is the most overrated team? I do want to throw this out. I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the most overrated team. I think Tom Brady, after that last game with the Bears, he got shown they ain't that. As Khalil Mack, because he got knocked out a couple of times. Threw an offensive lineman on one play. After he took him with him to sack the quarterback, which is Tom Brady. Then he said, "You still owe me?" He threw this grown man across the field.
Man, Brady was cussing them boys out on the sideline, smooth cussing them out. I mean, I ain't seen him this hot in about 5 or 6 seasons. I mean, when I'm talking, Brady don't back down. Like Brady was in their face. Like we talking right here. Like
yes, yes. Would not shake Nick Foles' hands. He was that hot. Like, I don't want to be here no more. He learned that this ain't the confines of the Patriots. Tampa Bay is an overrated team.
Yeah. And I'm going to say my team, but I know y'all going to look at me crazy and laugh. But I think the Seattle Seahawks overrated. You got a 32 ranked defense. They overrated, buddy. And look at the teams that they have played and beat. They overrated. So yeah, they beat Dallas. We know that, but look at our defense. They overrated. They beat poorly defensive teams. Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Well, I feel like we all kind of lay down like, I can't even go.
But okay, so how are they not overrated? Somebody help me with that one.
They're winning their games.
Who have they played? Can we go back to can we pull up their schedule? Who have they played?
But anybody could win a game on any given Sunday.
Right.
So I really can't say, like for instance, Houston has started the season out against nothing but was it Houston? I think Houston at the 0-4 before they won this week. They faced nothing but tough opponents.
Yeah, and honestly, Houston may be the most underrated team.
They say Houston had the toughest 4-game schedule of any team in the league.
Yeah,
but no, the Seahawks are who you think they are.
I don't believe they are. Come on, they beat the Dolphins, Vikings, Cowboys, who else? And tell me which one of those teams are a top 20 defensive team? Top 25.
Okay.
Had they beat a top 25 defensive team yet?
What did Russell Wilson do to you?
Russell Wilson ain't
Russ.
No. Russ, I don't got nothing against Russ. For real, I don't got nothing against Russ at all. I just think they overrated.
Okay, I feel you.
You know what? My team to throw in the fire is the Browns. I'm not believing the hype yet.
Yeah.
And y'all say I'm crazy.
Now the Browns, but on paper,
Browns are not overrated.
On paper, they should be steamrolling everybody they come across.
Right. What they did to the Cowboys, they should be doing that every week.
And they still, they gave up a ton of points that game. though. I mean, like the defense has been okay, but these wins ain't been convincing wins. I mean, if OBJ didn't even make that run back, we wouldn't even be talking about that game in that light because Cowboys would have ended up winning that game.
That was in one quarter. Quarter. They came back.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I would definitely say the Browns. Like Jason said, like on paper, like they should be, steamrolling over everybody. I mean, you have a great set of wide receivers. You have a great running back. You have a decent, quarterback. I think they should just be steamrolling over everybody at this point.
They got the best 1-2 running back combo. Well, I mean, Chubb is hurt now, but they got the best 1-2 running back combination in the league. You got at least top 3 1-2 receiver combination.
So if they have all this, how are they overrated?
Because they're not producing.
But they winning.
Are they? Were they?
They winning? No, they're 3-1.
3. Okay, but
they're 3-1. So how they overrated? That's why I'm lost right there.
But going back, this is what you said with Seattle. Seattle hasn't lost, right?
Seattle ain't played nobody.
And could we say the same thing for the Browns? Who the Browns play? Washington?
Yeah, let me see.
Even the Cowboys?
Ooh. But the Browns are just a good team. I mean,
is it Seattle's not?
I just don't think they are. And like I say, I mean, defense win championships, so we'll see. I mean, as we get later this year, Seattle gonna fall apart like they always do. And when they do, I'm gonna be right here and say, okay, what happened?
The AFC West is not what it was, though.
So the Browns beat the Bengals, They beat Washington. They squeaked out the Cowboys, and they was able to get past Pastor's favorite defense, and the Colts, who also overrated.
Because Phillips is overrated. He is an overrated quarterback.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Once them teams start rushing that line even more, Phillip, he can't get up out of there fast enough to get the ball off. Like T.Y. Hilton stock done went beneath the floor just because he don't have time to get the ball off to him. And it ain't like he can roll out, you know what I'm saying, and run away from you and get the pass off. But I mean, the Browns ain't played nobody yet, but they got Steelers next week. They got the Bengals again, but they got Steelers, Raiders coming up, Texans, Eagles, Jaguars, Titans. They don't really face nobody.
So if they beat the Steelers, are they still overrated or are they good? Because the Steelers undefeated, ain't they?
The Steelers are rolling right now.
So if they beat the Steelers, are they still overrated?
Yes.
Well, I'll ask you, who does Seattle need to beat for them not to be overrated?
So
they got to go beat the top 5 defense.
Okay.
And have some competition and not their receivers being wide open in play.
Okay.
I mean, but that's the
so if the Cowboys had receivers just open every single play, you think we'll be in this position?
So
even with a bad defense.
So they beat the Patriots, which is top 5 defense.
The Patriots got a top 5 defense.
They do.
I gotta see that.
They do.
I gotta see that.
Do you see what they just did to the Chiefs? If they had Cam Newton, they won that game.
They would have won that game. They had nobody push the ball down.
Okay. Still overrated.
And see, they beat of course they beat the Falcons. That's no D. They came back, beat the Patriots, then they beat the Cowboys, and they beat Dolphins. Actually, who the Dolphins have a top 10 defense in the league. And then they beat the Vikings, who also is
but they ain't putting up no points.
Top 15. Who not putting up no points?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins put up 23 points. It was 23-31. The Dolphins were scoring the game they had on the 4th.
Yesterday?
The game they had
when they played. Okay, I ain't watched that one. But the Seahawks still overrated.
Jason, you're not gonna win tonight, bro. You're just not gonna win tonight. You just not.
Like.
Oh, right. Who did somebody in Seattle did him dirty? And maybe it was LeBron was in Seattle. They were at some place together. And, you know what?
LeBron was in the stands with his Russell Wilson jersey on.
Right. He asked
LeBron they were never the same. I hate
what it
is. LeBron, he did.
I ain't like them since they put us out the playoff and Ciara came to the store and started dancing on it.
Okay, look, coming now. Okay,
look, the Seahawks got the Cardinals, the Niners, the Bills, and the Rams.
Let's see what they gonna do. Let's see what they gonna do.
I think they reckon gonna be better than the Browns coming through.
They might lose all 4.
We'll see.
What Stephen A. Smith said, an accident waiting to happen.
I know we'll be on Stephen A. Okay.
I'm a Stephen A. Smith of this show. That's an accident waiting to happen.
That's something to say.
That's the same guy that called out 10-3, man.
10-3. So now we're gonna move on. That's a good segue into so yesterday, there was good news, bad news. So we're gonna talk about the Dak situation. The first thing about the Dak situation, we want to make sure that we send well wishes. I want him to know he has been prayed for. This goes beyond football and all that. What happened to him was just tough. But we know he's a tough guy, and he's going to make it through this. Our prayers and thoughts with him. What I love about the city of Dallas, and I wanted to show, I have my little thing, but the city of Dallas, the skyline was all blue last night. That wasn't for the Cowboys, that was for Dak. There's a lot of people who have, throughout the league, from McHolmes to whomever you want to name, have sent well wishes. Because overall, people like Dak. He's a good dude. And so we want to make sure that he had surgery last night, which it went well. We're just going to continue to pray for him, but we got to get to the topic that some people want to talk about. Does Dalton take Dak's job?
I think what I've said, so many times, so many years is the downfall. One of the downfalls of the Cowboys has been that they have not had a certified backup. They now have a certified backup. Yeah. Am I saying that Dalton is a better quarterback than Dak? No. But what I'm saying is I'm looking at, what happened with Dak and Romo. Even though, Jerry has said that, once Dak is, healed, that he will resume his leadership position. But is that leadership, just being on the team, or is he going to be playing? And so my thing is that, what happens if, let's say, God forbid, that Dak is out for the rest of the season, which he might be.
He will be.
He is. He's out for 4 to 6 months. But
4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So he's out for the rest of the season. Let's say that Dalton takes them not necessarily to the Super Bowl, but deep off into the playoffs. Something that Dak has not been able to do, or the Cowboys have not been able to do for a long time. So then you have another situation, possibly like Wentz and Foles. Wentz got them there, but Foles took them to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Because Wentz was hurt. Yeah. So I mean, does Dalton then take his job?
No. I don't think he's gonna take his job. I mean, the Jones family, they love Prescott. I mean, we know that. And then at the same time, like you said, it's a business. But for Andy Dalton, I think this is just this year to prove himself, off that 1-year contract, so that when he goes in free agency, maybe he can go somewhere and start somewhere like New York or who else need a quarterback, right? I'm not the Bengals. I can't even think of them right now. They so sorry.
A few teams they need a quarterback.
Yeah. So I don't think he's playing to take Dak's job, and I don't think he is. He's gonna take it. I just think that it's good for him because it's gonna help him out, to pick his career back up and get him back where he.
And you can see he was. It took him a second to gain rhythm, comfortable. Especially after coming back from what he came back from. And the touch on what I was talking about, the energy of just that day, of everything that was in the air. You also had him making his grand return from a gruesome injury. So to have him come back, being celebrated, and have Dak go out the same game as well, then you throw in the Jason Garrett stuff. You got, Cowboys need this win to be first in the division. God knows how with the record. But it was so much in the air, and Dalton definitely he now has the rest of the season to basically write his own check. I think he can, if the Cowboys division is what it is, and all they got to do is win a handful of games to get there, Dalton is going to get you there. Dalton's going to get you there, and then it's time for y'all to figure out what y'all going to do with that defense. Otherwise, it'll be in and out. But yeah, he definitely gonna get you there. To make the shot. But can you make the layup when y'all get there?
Well, can I say this? May I say this? There's a couple things that was said. First, and so AJ, I disagree with you that I think the Jones family does love Dak, but they don't love Dak like they love Romo. They overpaid Romo when Romo didn't deserve the money, and when it was time to pay Dak, they did. And these are the contracts. That's the market. They didn't give him this money. They didn't do that right. I'm just gonna say that.
But Romo didn't ask for $40 million a year either, though.
At the time that was the market. He got
that one. Yeah.
He wasn't the market quarterback. Dak, the market right now is what it is. You got to pay the market. That's called capitalism. And what they want to do was practice some other junk, and they didn't pay the man like they're supposed to. Deshaun Watson don't have the same resume as Dak. Deshaun ain't been to no playoffs.
Yeah.
They did Dak wrong. Period.
I mean, nobody's not saying that they did Dak wrong, but what I'm saying is that
because if you loved them like you love Romo, you would have paid them.
Well, and we know that, but I'm not saying that they just gonna throw.
You paid Troy Aikman, you did not pay Dak. That was wrong, and that's why Dak won his money. What happened yesterday? That was wrong. So second, y'all are also making an assumption that, and I'm not trying to be upset. I'm trying to hold it back. I'm sorry, AJ. Please. And I ain't like what happened yesterday because we also made an assumption that Kellen Moore will call good calls. The first play the man gets seen, you're supposed to run the ball. They got the man throwing. Come on, man. Kellen Moore gonna get somebody hurt out here, like he always done. They should have been giving the ball to Ezekiel in the first place. 14 carries a game for one of your premier backs in the league. Come on, man.
He had to fight to get his money too.
More is going to be the downfall of Dalton. Everybody's playing. These coaches got to do better about this. And that's who failed them yesterday was the coaching staff because Dak shouldn't have been running that ball like that. It should have been Ezekiel ball. He should have been running that football. He's been asking for it every week. And that's why we can't get ahead because of poor coaching. Now I'll leave it there. I'm sorry.
My thing is just like you said, yeah, they should have paid the guy. But the matter of the question that I was speaking to was somebody said, will Dawson replace Dak? The Joneses are not going to replace Dawson with. They're not going to replace Dak with Dawson. That's what I'm saying. And in the long run, and Dak gonna get his money. Yeah, we know Dak should already had it. I'm not taking that from you. I'm frustrated about that. But my thing is, Dawson is not going to come in here and Jerry and them just going to say, "Bye, Dak. You gone. We don't want you no more." Romo was on his back leg of his. Romo had so many. This is man's first injury. How many injuries did Romo have? Romo had back problems. Romo had thorn problems.
Neck.
I mean,
but still, I mean, you would have thought that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Romo was the golden boy for Dallas for such a long time. So when they gave him the axe, I was like, oh, wait, what happened?
Then how you think Romo got that? No, they still took care of Romo after that. They knew they took Dak and they set Romo up.
If Dalton gets him to the Super Bowl, that's scary for me. I'm a Dak fan. I don't think Dak gets the team back. Dalton takes him to the Super Bowl. Because that would happen with Tony Romo. If Dak wasn't playing that well, Tony Romo was going to come back and play. But Dak was playing so well, almost perfect football, and got them to the playoffs. And that's how Tony lost his job.
Well, I'll tell you this: if any way so possible that and Dak get released, like I'm done. That's my ticket to lead the Cowboys, and I'm serious on that. Because I don't, like you said, they should have paid the guy. But so I'm not arguing or trying to defend that. I'm just saying that I feel ain't no way Dawson's gonna come up here and they just gonna say that we don't want you no more. Like, I mean, I think that's their cash cow.
I mean, I think it's gonna make them no money. I mean, I think it's a possibility because, again, like I said, you know, like Mark said about the NBA, at the end of the day, it's a job. And so, like, let's say, for example, Mark is you know, a supervisor, you know, at work or whatever, and then let's say that Mark goes out on FMLA and I'm asked to step in, and let's say I do a remarkable job, you know, so then I've basically said, okay, I can do the job as well. You know, there's a possibility that I could get his job. I mean, they may start looking at it like, okay, well, you know, Mark didn't do this well, Mark didn't do that, Jermaine did X, Y, and Z well, and I now have his job.
Put that comment from Erica up there on the screen. I'm gonna comment on that one.
Yeah.
No
ma'am.
So in Foles' case, he was there to get paid. So, but I mean, he got him to the Super Bowl. Like, they went through that whole ordeal, and yeah, the attention immediately turned to, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And the Eagles have been saying that Wentz was their guy, but now Foles' stock went through the ceiling. So he either going to get his money and you're going to play the man, or he going to go somewhere else and get it. And to my knowledge, the Eagles weren't willing to keep him in that role, nor were they willing to give him money that he was requesting at that point in time.
Jason, do you think with that Super Bowl that Eagles won, that Wentz lost the locker room?
Yes.
And that's my fear for that. Like, once again, I do not think Dalton is going to take the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. That's a lot of overcoming. And overcoming Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is a poor play caller.
We're not at the Super Bowl times right now, but the same thing just happened in Chicago. Once Trubisky got pulled and Foles came in and ran that game back with the 3 touchdowns, should have been 4, and immediately, you know, they were talking like, this is what this guy does. You know, he comes in, he's going to get it done. And then is it Matt? Is it Matt? Who's the one of the linemen for the Chicago? They were interviewing him, and like he was big. He was giving Foles props, and Foles was like off in the background waiting for his turn to get interviewed. So while he was interviewing, he turning like, "Yeah, my man Foles over here, like the whole locker room with him. That's our guy. He gonna get us." Like, okay, I mean, that's all I needed to hear right there. Hey, Trubisky, hey, you might as well pack the bags, big dog. You're not getting it back no time soon.
And my hope is, and AJ, I got love for AJ, and my frustration was not towards AJ at all, towards the Jones family and hounding this young man. What happened to him. My hope is they're gonna give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott, because that's to me is the middle ground. Dalton and being there, even if they get playoff success, even if the Super Bowl, if it's on the back of Ezekiel Elliott, then it's on his back, and you saw what happened when you gave him the ball yesterday. And I don't know why Kellen Moore will not run the ball with him. I know you got 3 great wide receivers.
You're going to have to run the ball now.
Huh?
You're going to have to run the ball now because Dalton he's mobile, but he's not Dak mobile. He can't air it out. I mean, he was averaging 300, 350 yards a game in 4 or 5 losing seasons, airing the ball out because they had to throw. They was behind. So he can definitely air it out and fill that void there from the vertical attack, but they're gonna have to run it because he can't do the stuff Dak do when that pocket collapse. So he got to come in the play.
They got to start running his quarterbacks like they do. Deshaun Watson has been hurt. Now Dak. I mean, this is what's going to happen because they're not running backs, and they got to let the running back run the ball. Quarterback, let him throw the ball, and maybe at times, Holmes is not a runner. He's kind of a situational quarterback. I'm saying let's do right by these quarterbacks. You got them on the face of the Wheaties and all this stuff, but you let them get beat up. And like Steve Young, who got beat up, this man still got concussion problems. You ran him like a dog. Look, come on. Warren Moon, there's too many people who got their story, and I just don't like to see good people get put in bad situations. That's all I'm saying. So, like I said, I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings. If I did,
it wasn't nothing out of pocket said on this particular discussion.
Me personally, like I said, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about the money situation. My frustration and my pain, like I said before we started, I'm just still emotional about the whole situation.
Right.
And the last thing I want to do is see, first of all, my quarterback to go down. Second of all, just to see him leave Dallas. And then it's just that when looking at the comments and everybody saying, "Oh, Dalton may replace Dak. What if it happened?" That hurt. I want my boy to get replaced.
Right.
So it just still for me I'm still emotional about the Dak situation just going down like that. I don't Dallas, we're not just fans, man. When you ride for the Cowboys, it's a family atmosphere. So right. It just feel like losing one of your brother or going down. And you just never want to see that. And I just want them back here next year. So
I think the upside is greater with Dak. Like period, it's greater upside to put Dak back in the spot once he's back and he's ready to go. Age difference, youth, athleticism, greater upside. Just the numbers alone between the two, greater upside.
And my hope is in the next NFL bargaining, if the NBA can get full contract, if the baseball can get full contract, fully guaranteed contracts. Baseball, you can play till you 40-some years old with a pot belly. Basketball, LeBron is 37 years old, and I know it has wear and tear, but it's not like football. Where football, you walk out, your body is not the same. These men should be getting paid fully guaranteed contracts. And if that means you pay them less to give them more the good guaranteed contract, then do that. Because when they walk away from the sport, there's billionaire owners sitting in the box who don't have to do anything, but these guys have to live with their families for the rest of their life, and they need to have fully guaranteed contracts because what we saw yesterday happens all the time. Now, it's not rare. It's a part of football. And I really do feel like they need guaranteed contracts no matter what. And I think we need to start feeling that for the players. It's like if you on your job, Jermaine, you don't get paid a certain, you get your whole check, right?
Right.
These people need to get their whole check, man. This is football. They need to get their check. That's all I'm trying to say today. And college football need to pay the players.
Right.
And the high school if you want to have high school football, you need to guarantee them medical. Because high school players get knocked up in the head too. I'm just saying. I'm a little frustrated by how these guys are treated. It's not right. And to see that man cry yesterday like that's you fought all your life to get to this moment. And the team is the most highest value franchise in the world.
He on pace. Sorry. On pace for 5,000 yards, like crazy passing. He was leading. Next closest was Russell Wilson. I mean, he was 350 yards ahead already, above Russell Wilson from a passing perspective,
right?
Touchdown perspective. But
running a football perspective, doing all the stuff that where was asked of him by Dallas, he did it, including taking some unpopular positions. He did it, and I hope my prayer, because they don't take care of him, I'm done. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm done. You need to take care of him. I know AJ agrees with that.
Yeah, facts.
These are just facts. Thank you, AJ. These are facts. Take care.
You calling me? I'm here.
And just to go off of that right there, as soon as it happened, I mean, you saw. They did like a rundown on the telecast to show all the different people from across the globe. Right. That immediately, like in the comments, it was a lot of folks. They were, hey, get well, I'm thinking of you, praying for you. But a lot of folks was saying, Dallas, you better take care of that boy.
Right.
A lot of them comments, y'all better take care of Dak. Like, I'm saying, don't do him dirty. Like, y'all, just because of what it's been for him to, for him to get that contract that still ain't been there yet. Like everybody immediately, they know they know Jerry. He opportunist. So
I am good, man. I mean, I'm good. Like I say, it's still an emotional subject, man. Just to see that man go down like that, I'm gonna be okay. I said it before the show, before we came live, that it's gonna be an emotional topic. It might take me a while to get over it. It might be Andy Dalton taking us somewhere for me to get over. But until next year come, I don't know, to see what happens.
Well, I know we're a little over time. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, if I hurt anybody through this, I apologize. My real anger toward Jerry Jones, and I think I think something Jermaine has said when he's talking about the FMLA, he'll bring all the HR workers up in there. That's how you can take your supervisor. Great bosses take care of their employees.
Yeah.
I'm now in a job where I feel like I got a great boss for the first time. I got a great boss. Take care. I'm not worried. I'm not having to look over my shoulder. I feel like I got a great boss. Great bosses create great environments. And I think at this point, I would love for them to say, not just, oh, he's our future, saying we will pay him when we're allowed to do it. Now, this is the thing. If Dak doesn't play, he did have a guaranteed contract, and he does have a $50 million insurance policy on himself. So that's $90 million. But Dak is going to play again. And Dak is going to be even better than what you saw this year in the limited window. Y'all better get ready. Because next year, and hopefully next year, we get the defense together.
Yeah.
Mike Nolan's still here, but it is what it is.
It is. They might have to hire you, AJ, or somebody.
I'm worried. I ain't gonna start. They better not hire me. We're gonna be 0-16.
Well, at least you know, brother. At least you know.
Yeah. Now, if they want me to go out there and play cornerback, I think I can do better than Jordan Lewis.
Uh-oh.
So I'm getting burnt, all I gotta do is just pull on his jersey.
That's what Jordan Lewis do. He just pull on the jersey.
That boy, the king of pass interference and holding.
Why you always got to play you holding on, Jordan Lewis?
Because he gonna get burned. That's it. That's the only reason. No, you ain't burning me, man. I'm gonna just get this flag, man. I'm gonna just get this flag.
Right. I was like, oh man. So anyway, hey, that's our show for today. I know we're a little over time. Thank y'all for joining. I know some of y'all come in, come out. We got to lift one another up. Our country's going through so much. We going so much division on silly, to me, really silly topics, rabbit holes. We got to unify and say people need to care about people. Like it's that simple. You see somebody hurting, man, lift them up. You see the homeless person on the corner, they need help. The person who you think is they got all the money, sometimes they're struggling. All they got is money. We need to help one another. And I hope that this, give you a little something. We got Sister Mitria. She want me to make sure I remind. Sister Circle will be coming back, not this Wednesday, I believe, but the following Wednesday, we're going to have the return of our mighty women of victory, Sister Circle. So we're waiting with anticipation about what they're going to deliver on us. But we're excited about what they're going to do. Like I said, I just appreciate these men, because these men who I serve with, AJ, Jason, and Jermaine, are good men, and there's more good men I know. And they lift me up, and I hope that I'm able to lift them up. Now here come Nate. I ain't got time for Nate right now. Nate, who was you when your whole team got called out?
Good thing it was after the Seahawks.
I feel like they laid out because they didn't want to talk about it.
Oh no, you got to scroll back, Nate.
You're right, it's way too late.
I said they overrated. I'll tell you what was said. They overrated.
But we about to get
defense trash.
Hey,
look
what he said.
Hit AJ up in the DMs.
Right. And look, Nate may be salty for what you did in fantasy football. That might be why he's salty about it. I don't know.
Nate beating me right now.
I know that's what I'm saying. That might be why you salty. You know that?
I'm not saying why I'm salty. Yeah. I guess that is one of the reasons too. I got a lot of reasons to be salty. All right.
Anyway, because we not going to start back up. We were winding down.
Yeah.
And could the producer try to wind it up? See, and there were no other jokes. We talk about how we're going to support them. We talk about the Yankees, Positive Light, and the Knicks. Look at that. All right. Once again, Brother Caleb, tell me it's time to wrap up the show, Pastor.
Yeah.
I want to thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for just tuning in. We'll see y'all next week with more sports, more laughter. Hopefully nothing like this for next week. Just straight laughter, banter, crazy opinions, and just more laughs. Okay? Thank y'all. Y'all welcome victory. Everybody